Hello guys, I am Umair Nazim and welcome to the series of Object Oriented in Java. In today's tutorial, we will take a look on the Access Modifiers in Java. Now you are watching lecture number 5, the part is 1. In the part 1, I will demonstrate you on the board here, and in the part 2 of this video, this lecture, I will do a practical example on the compiler, so that you can understand each and everything in a detail. So let's take a look about what is access modifier in Java. Well, access modifier is a very important topic in object oriented. Now in the access modifiers, basically we have three things. One is this one, public keyword, one is private, and one is static. And these keywords are very helpful in the object oriented. So, what is an access modifier? Let me explain this thing first. Well, access modifiers specify how to access class, method, and fields. So now let's take a look on the public. So guys, here I have created our class, our package you can say, and the package is 01 here, and here we have package 01. So it means we have one package, and within one package we have two classes. One class is here main class, and one class is here add. So within one package we have two classes, and within this class we have a main method from which the execution will start. So here is the main method, and here in the second class again I have a main method from which the execution will start. So here is the main method, and here I have created one more method with the name addition. So here is the addition, and that is void. So it means it will not return anything. Now, one thing, if you notice that here I have written this one public, here also public, here also public. Now guys, by declaring the public, that is called as an access modifier. So by declaring the access modifier to any class, or you can say any method. So the first thing is that when you declare something as a public, so you can take that data outside this class. So it means you can access this data, that is, this method and this method also. If you want to access these two methods outside this class, here in this class, so you can declare both the fields as a public. By declaring the public, I can access both the methods. If there are some properties, the variables, if you declare the variables as a public, you can access them within the same package, this same package and within the other class. But declaring as a public, you can access them into another package also. So outside this package, if I have created one more package, you can access the public fields in that package also. But I will demonstrate this thing, I will show you that thing in the next part when we will go to the compiler and I will do a practical thing here. So let's take a look. So here I will create one object of the add class. So guys, here I have created the add class object and I have given the name as a AD. Now by typing here within this main method, I can write here AD dot. When I will put the dot on my compiler here, the compiler will show me these two fields, one this one and one this one, these two methods. Okay, because these two methods are written as a public, so I can access them. Like this, I can write here add dot, let's suppose addition. So, similar like this, I can access them. So that is the concept of simply public. Now let's take a look on the private. What is the private? So let's suppose that in this class, instead of this public, okay, let's say here I have written as a public, let's suppose again, public. But this time, I will not write here any public, I will not write here any private. Let's suppose just I have written here as a static within this class. Now I am talking about this adder class. I am not talking about this class. So within this one, here I have written as a static. By declaring a static field, what you have to do, actually static is that when you declare something as a static, then you don't need to create the object for that thing. Okay? So you can access that thing just by typing the class name, and you don't need to create any object. Let's suppose now come to this class here. Now here I have created this one as a static here, this method as a static, the addition method. Now if I want to access that method, I don't need to create this object, create this thing. Simply, I can write the class name that is added here within the main method, like this. And then I will put the dot. When I will put the dot, this thing is already static, so I can access it here, addition method. So, just by saying this thing. So this is called a static. But that was a separate class, right? Here, that was a separate class. But if I want to access this static field, this static method I mean, within the same class where it has declared, then I don't need to write the class name. If I want to write a class name, you can write, no problem. But without writing the class name, you can simply write the addition. And you can access it. Like this. Because it is declared in the same class. So, like to summarize this thing, you can say that if you have created something as a static, and you want to access that method or that variable in the separate class, then you have to write first the class name, and then you can access to that method or the property, you can say. But if you want to access the same static method within your same class, then you can write simply the name of that method and you can access it. But one important thing is, please always remember, if you have declared here as a static field, as a static method or variable, you can access that static field just within the static field. Let's suppose here this one is as a static. Now here if I remove, let's suppose here the static, here this, if I remove the static, just it is public void main, and here it is static. If you want to access this static into this public field, it will not accept this one because this field is not static. So you can say that you can access the static field within a static field. So to access this one, you have to write here static. Like this. If you want to access this one here, then this field should be static. If I remove the static from here, it will not accept this thing. It will give you an error. So that is the main concept of public, static and the private. So let me again summarize these things. So with the public, you can access your method, variables, everything within the same package or outside the same package. Okay? Or you can say within the same class or outside the class, into another class by using the public. But if you declare it as a private, then you can access your fields just within the same class. But by declaring the static, you can access the static field into the other static field just by typing the class name and the method name. That's it. You don't need to create any kind of instance for the static fields. I hope guys this topic is clear to you. And in the next part of this lecture, I will demonstrate these things on the compiler and you will understand each and everything in a very deep way. So, wish you a great success. See you in the next video with a new lecture.